Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about foundation course. There are some contents in foundation course. Our first is self introduction. Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about self introduction. There are 8 contents in self introduction. When we are going to interviewer asked us question, which type of question, I have no idea. That time I called my teacher. My teacher sent me, interviewer asked us some question about self introduction. That's why today's lecture I am going to teach about self introduction. There are 8 contents in self introduction. Our first is name. My name is Sumidha, otherwise I am Sumidha. Second, address. There are 2 types of address. First, current. Second, permanent. Currently I live in Mansar, but I am from Kolhapur. Third, education. I have completed 10th examination in the year 2020. Our fourth is family member. There are 4 members in my family, including me. I have one brother. My father's work at marketing. My mother's is tailor. Our fifth is hobbies. I like sketching, drawing, reading, etc. Our sixth is strength. I am honest. I have positive attitude. Seventh, weakness. I am emotional. I easily trust everyone. Point 8 is aim. I want to become good engineer towards in my life. Our second topic is singular plural. Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about singular plural. Before that I want to share my experience in front of you. When I was in 8th standard, I was attending an exam. One question available in that exam. I have no idea. That time I lost my 1 mark. Then I asked my teacher. My teacher said me there are some rules and regulation in singular plural. That's why today's lecture I am going to teach about singular and plural. There are some rules in singular and plural. Our first is generally we added s such as pen, pens, book, etc. Our second is if the word ended with o, ch, sh, etc. That time we use es such as box, boxes, bus, buses, etc. Our third is if the word ended with y, but before y anyone always that time delete y and use ies such as baby, babies, ladies, ladies, etc. Our fourth is if the word ended with y, but before y anyone always that time we use yes such as boy, boys, toy, toys, etc. Our fifth is if the word ended with f for ap, but before f for ap anyone always that time delete f for ap and use ves such as wife, views, life, lives, etc. Our sixth topic point is if the word ended with any letter before that letter and two vowel that time we use s such as roof, roofs, etc. Our last point is exception. Exception means this rule is not applicable for this word such as tooth, teeth, pen, tooth, teeth, men, women, etc. Our third topic is article. Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about articles. When we study about article, that time in my mind created one question: what is meant by article? Article means it is an appropriate letter. It is used for noun. There are 2 types of article. First, definite and second indefinite. Definite articles sometimes come and sometimes not come. Indefinite articles means sometimes come, sometimes not come. Definite articles definitely come into sentence. That's why today's lecture I'm going to teach about only indefinite articles. There are some rules in indefinite articles. Our first is if the word started with Marathi vowel, that time we use an such as an apple, an aeroplane, etc. Our second is if the word started with Marathi consonant, that time we use a such as a pen, a book, etc. Article don't use in uncountable thing. Uncountable thing means those things we cannot count by our eyes. Our fourth rule is article don't use in plural form. Plural form means more than one things. That's why today our fifth topic is here and there. Here and there. Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about here and there. Before that I want to share my experience in front of you. When I was in 8th standard, I was attending an exam. One question available in that exam. I have no idea. That time I lost my 1 mark. Then I asked my teacher. My teacher said me there are some rules in here and there. That's why today I'm going to teach about here and there. There are some rules in here and there. Our first is here. Here means anything nearby me, which is a singular form. That time we use here. And there means anything not nearby me, which is a singular form. That time we use there. Our sixth topic is this, that, these, those. Good evening friends. Today I would like to say something about this, that, these, those. Before that I want to share my experience in front of you. When one day I get up early in the morning, then I prepared myself, then I called my one day in my mind created one idea. We go to Pune with my friend. That time I called my friend, then we go to Pune. That time I reached that place and I saw something, but I have no idea what I called. Then I reached my home, then some information search on Google. That time I realized I have know about this, that, these, those. That's why today's lecture I'm going to teach about this, that, these, those. There are some rules in this, that, these, those. Our first is this means anything nearby me, which is singular form. That time we use this. That means anything nearby me, which is in singular form. That time we use that. This means anything nearby me, which is in plural form. That time we use this. Those means anything nearby me, which is in anything not nearby me, which is in plural form. That time we use this. Our sixth topic is have, has, had, will have. Good evening friend. Today I would like to say something about have, has, had, will have. Before that I want to share my experience in front of you. One day I get up early in the morning, then I prepared myself, then I in my mind created one idea. We go to Pune with my friend. That time I called my friend and I said my friend we go to Pune nearby 7 o'clock. Then we stand on bus stand. That time one person in front of me, I asked him, do you have a car? That time this person shouted me. I control my anger. Then I go to Pune. Then I complete my work. Then I reach my home. Then some information search on Google. That time I realized I have know about have, has, had, will have. That's why today I'm going to teach about have, has, had, will have. There are some rules in have, has, had, will have. Our first is Possession means this thing in my mind, but I am not owner of that thing. Second, mind thing means I am owner, sometime not owner. Third, ownership, I am owner of that thing. There are some uses in have, has, had, will. Our first is friends, relatives. Second, probable illness. Third, body of parts. Fourth, working condition. Fifth, probable business and professional. Our seventh topic is verb. Good evening friend, today I would like something about verb. Verb is most important part in English. When we created a meaningful sentence, that time we use verb. Verb means activity, verb means action. That's why today's lecture I am going to teach about verb. There are some rules in verb. Our first, in generally we added ed such as started. Our second is if the word ended with e then read and use g such as live, lived. Our third is if the word ended with y, but before if the word ended with y then read y and use ied such as cry, cried, tried, read, etc. Our last point is if the word ended with a letter, before that letter anyone over that time last letter twicely such as run, plan, planning, etc. Thank you.